little context for the viewers just real quickly before we get into our Oscar predictions this year, which, again, we're never wrong. The last couple of years, Keith and I have made this a competition, who could get the most right.
I have a competition in me. I want no one else to succeed.
And if you lost, the loser agreed to wear a t-shirt of the winner's choosing. Last year, we tied, wash. The first year we did this, I did emerge victorious. And so I sent Keith a t-shirt to check out. I know what Keith likes. I know his style. I know his political beliefs, his social beliefs. So I picked something that I thought would be really appropriate. Keith, check. Let's bust it open.
I don't know what this is, and we're gonna open it together. Stop nominating female directors.
Oh, Keith, you piece of shit. What are you doing, Keith?
I'm not wearing it.
Oh, poor taste, Keith.
I can't do it.
Poor taste.
I can't do it. I can't believe they let you print it. Whatever
you have to name the design. I was like, joke. Like I wrote joke in the name. This is not real.
This is not how I really feel. Should we start with the Oscar snubs this year? Great Segway Kings.
Segway Kings, baby. Yeah, there were no snubs in that category this year.
Well, I actually do differ on that, but.
We do differ on that?
I do. I have thought long and hard about this. I mean, I know that's not what this episode is about. But I do believe Greta Gerwig should have been nominated for Best Director. I thought about it.
At the expense of who? At the expense of who?
At the expense of no one. Because
okay, well, that's not how it works.
It's not.
Five
it's
slots,
not.
buddy.
It's not for me to say. Well, do we care? Should I even waste our time, or should we?
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it when we talk about it.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for being here for our annual Oscars predictions episode. So we're each going to take turns. We're going to treat this like a draft. We're going to make our choices for each category one by one. But we're not going to allow both of us to pick the same one.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp. You can't triple stamp a double stamp, boy.
So
right.
We're going to get a little hosed sometimes. But
yes.
What I've done this year is a little added treat that I haven't told Keith about yet. Is I've sent him a T-shirt. I put each of the categories on a piece of paper in this bucket, and so I'll just draw, and we can let the order be determined by what we draw. Very
That's
random.
awesome. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Great decision.
I think the one rule we should have in terms of the order of the categories is we should still save Best Picture for last. So if I draw Best Picture out, I think that should just be last.
That will just be last. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
We gotta,
cool.
we don't want to do all the money ones early, and then everybody's waiting to see what documentary feature. Yeah. We also, in keeping with tradition, are not going to do short films. We're not going to pick the winners for short films because they're trash. No, because we haven't seen them.
No.
All respect to the short film nominees.
Yes.
Quick shout out to our lovely viewership on Patreon. It's doubled in size.
It sure has. We hope to keep that doubling continuing.
Yep. Shout out to Fish and Derek Brook. Derek Brook uses his real name on Patreon, so sorry, Derek.
You idiot.
People know.
What are you doing?
We love you guys over there. There's a whole episode on Crash, the film Crash, that is exclusive to Patreon, and an exclusive episode on Enter the Dragon will be hitting Patreon in the coming weeks. So there's fun stuff happening over there.
Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe here. Don't forget to subscribe here too. Subscribe.
This is trash. If you're watching this on YouTube, you piece of shit. We love you too, YouTube. We love you too. Tell your friends. All right, first category. First category is international film.
Woo.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't decide who goes first. You flip a coin. I'll flip a coin.
Do you have a
heads
coin?
Heads or tails? I got one. Heads or tails?
Tails.
It is heads. Okay.
I'm off to a shitty start.
You go first. International film. The nominees are Io Capitano from Italy, Perfect Days from Japan, Society of the Snow from Spain, The Teacher's Lounge from Germany, and The Zone of Interest, the United Kingdom.
I'm going to take The Zone of Interest because, exactly. It is obviously nominated for Best Picture, so, and I've heard and we could talk more about it when it comes to the Best Picture, but I feel like I've heard rumblings, like this is a sneaky favorite. Maybe not favorite, that's
It
not
is
the
my
right word.
ultimate sleeper sneaker, because it is my personal favorite film of the year. It's my best film of the year.
Yeah, it seems to be gaining a little bit of traction from what I've seen out there on the internet. So
Yes.
I would be shocked if it loses this award.
It's not going to lose this. It will win.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Anatomy of a Fall, the French film, which is nominated for Best Picture, not here because of some drama with the submission process.
What was it? I'm unaware.
I might butcher this, but just briefly, I believe France had 2 really high-profile, great films this year, and there were disagreements as each country can only submit 1 film to the Academy for consideration in this category. There were some disagreements about which film from France they were going to send, their
Wow.
own internal nominating committee, and there was some political gamesmanship happening there, and which resulted in, I think, neither being submitted. So,
Great.
kind of a bummer, though, because I would love to see Anatomy of a Fall versus the sure-to-be winner Zone of Interest in this category. I will pick Society of the Snow.
Why not?
The Zone of Interest is going to win. It's a fantastic film. Fantastic film. All right, so Keith's got 1 already. I don't like spotting you 1. Now I'm going to get someone that's not remotely, and then it's going to go back to you. It's going to be Best Supporting Actress. This is trash. All right, next category.
I gotta win 1.
Next category is Best Picture. So we will be saving this for the end.
Yes.
Little tease for the
tease.
folks at home.
Zone of Interest.
Barbie. Next category, Cinematography. Best Cinematography.
Okay.
Your nominees are the film El Conde, Edward Lackman, Killers of the Flower Moon by Rodrigo Prieto, Maestro by Matthew Libatique, Oppenheimer by Hoyt van Hoytma, and Poor Things, Robbie Ryan. These are all very interesting names, with the exception of Edward Lackman. Those other 4 names are very interesting, like Hoyt van Hoytma. Like that's a very interesting name. Lots of alliteration in this category. Anyhow,
We should talk about more
this
than
one isn't a
names. That's
slam
what people
dunk.
are.
They know why they're here. Come on. All right. I'm going to go. This is one of several for the juggernaut of the year. I will go Hoyt van Hoytma for Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I guess this is as good as time to talk about it as any. I mean, this is Oppenheimer's year, right? I mean, it's they're
Largely, I
They're
think
gonna be tough to
Oppenheimer will
beat.
be the most awarded film. I think.
Yeah, I would think so too. So, you know, going with them is a safe bet. I mean, we've talked about it before. I think about, you know, where can you reward films that
Aren't going to win the big one.
aren't going to win the big ones, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, not that I love it, but I think I'll go with Killers of the Flower Moon here on the off chance that this is one of those times where I don't know how well this film is going to do in the Oscars. It'll get something, and maybe it gets this here. That's my logic here.
Would you have picked Oppenheimer if
Yes.
I had picked something else?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Keith, your category, something you know nothing about, writing, original screenplay. This is as close as you'll ever get to it.
It hurts me the most. Thank you, Everett. You know me all too well. Damn it.
See, this is what they tune in for.
Is this-
the deep personal cuts
Yes,
that will
you son
send
of a
us
bitch.
into depression? Yeah. Your nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives.
I'm going to take The Holdovers. I think this is one of the opportunities that The Holdovers gets to win. I'd like Past Lives to win, because if you watched our episode about best films, I really do like that film a lot. I don't think it's going to win. I'd like it to. I think it's The Holdovers here.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. The Holdovers is one of 2 that I was considering. I think I'll go with Anatomy of a Fall, which I think has an incredibly strong screenplay. That movie I think is very, very, very good, and I walked away being most impressed with the lead performance of Sandra Huller and the screenplay. So I think it's a very, I think it could go either way. between those two. I would personally be a little surprised if any of the other three won. I think Past Lives might be third in my likelihood, but The Holdovers is, I think, a really good screenplay. I loved it a lot if you watched that episode too. So, real quick, let's touch on Maestro. Because Maestro's nominated for just about every category. Did you watch it?
I did. I really don't like it.
You really don't like it?
I really don't like it, and that's not because I think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I could tell you what I did like about it. I think Bradley Cooper is great. I think the makeup is fantastic. I thought the prosthetics, he looked great. Like it didn't look like someone wearing makeup or what, like wearing a fake nose or whatever. I really liked. I thought it was creative. I just didn't enjoy it. I just didn't personally get behind the film.
Carey Mulligan does a great job too. That was one of my biggest takeaways. Was like, oh, she's incredible, especially as the story goes on and she gets sick. Like all of that stuff that she was doing was really like fucking me up a little bit. But yeah, very, very interesting movie. Like, I couldn't tell you why I didn't like it. Like, because it was fine. It
wasn't
I was
bad.
It was fine.
I just didn't like it.
Something about it. Or Bradley Cooper, man. Bradley Cooper. He'll get there someday when he starts pretending that he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah. I like the fact that they tried to be different in terms of transitions and moving the film along in a different non-linear, non-narrative sort of just laid out way. I appreciate that attempt, but it got really it just was very distracting. It was just it became too much and too much of a thing for me to really just understand where we are and when we are and how we got here. It's I don't know, maybe I'm probably wrong. It didn't land with me.
I think Bradley Cooper is an excellent director, and I think Bradley Cooper is a really, really good actor. But it's hard for me, and this might just be the way our society is now that we're so aware of everything. It's hard for me to separate the Bradley Cooper-ness of all of it. So it's the shot of him conducting that's a 6-minute long take, and he's really conducting, and it's powerful and it's beautiful and it's filmmaking at some of its finest. I can't stop thinking wow, Bradley Cooper behind the camera is fucking loving Bradley Cooper on the camera. As someone who, to a much lesser degree, has directed myself and my own performances and has spent a long time editing, looking at my own face, being oh yeah, where do I look the best? Where do I look the most handsome? What's my best performance? I've just seen how that sausage is made, again, at a much less degree, that I'm I can't turn myself over and surrender completely to his story and style, because I'm just thinking oh yeah, this is what he thinks, this is how he thinks he looks great. Yeah. And that's not his fault even per se, but it is just a thing that is challenging for directors directing themselves as actors in certain kinds of pictures.
It's more about your belief of Bradley Cooper, because you think that way about Ben Affleck when he directs?
Sure, sometimes, of course. But in a movie like this that's so thirsty, it's already kind of extra, going for it.
Yeah,
you know
what
I mean?
The
town is not. Yeah, it's I look great with my shirt off, so I'm gonna do some shadowy pull-up shots because I'm Ben Affleck. Yeah, we get that. But when you're really awards chasing a little bit, that stuff comes across even stronger. I don't know. It's not his fault. He's doing great stuff. I like that he does things differently and so big, but didn't land as much this time.
Yeah.
All right. Look at that, back to back. Writing adapted screenplay nominees.
Yeah.
So this one's mine.
This one's yours.
Nominees are American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. I think this one's harder.
Well, what I think is fascinating, I don't know, I should let you pick. Maybe before I say that little nugget that I'm about to say.
Well, to me, it's down to 2.
Yep.
And I feel like you're going to be happy with my choice.
I think you know who I'm going to take.
You'll get to choose yours.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick Barbie. And I'm picking Barbie by Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach.
Yeah.
Partially because of all of this bullshit about how snubbed everyone is. And I think that Barbie, for me, is not going to win many awards. I think, if off the top of my head, there might be one other, but this might be the one that I would pick. So I think Barbie cannot walk away empty-handed. Or there will be riots.
Yeah.
Riots in the streets.
Yeah.
And so I think this is a way for them to reward this film. You get Greta back up there, who everybody likes. You get Noah Baumbach. And people really loved the movie and loved that screenplay and loved the America Ferrera monologue. So I'll go Barbie.
So I think that's really interesting because I'm glad I didn't say the thing that I was going to say because I thought you were going to go Oppenheimer. That's who I thought you were going to.
Sure.
And now I have a decision to make if I want to, because I do not believe Barbie's going to win. And I laugh not to say Barbie is undeserving. That was not why I laughed.
It is undeserving. I'll say that.
It is. I really do like the screenplay. I watched Barbie again before this episode. I have more Barbie thoughts. I really do like the screenplay. I think it's really funny. It's very much my sense of humor too.
Oh God!
But the reason why I laughed is because Barbie campaigned to get out of the category. Barbie tried to say that they shouldn't be in the adapted category. So that's why I laugh, because that was the anecdote I was going to tell before, and it might have changed your mind. So,
it wouldn't. I'm going with this regardless.
Yeah.
Because I do maintain, I don't think there's a lot of other land for them to claim.
Yes.
So I think this might be it.
I think it's we'll get to the other categories. I think they will win. I do think they'll win one, maybe two. But
yes.
I'm going to go, I feel like I should take Oppenheimer just to be safe. I should just Oppenheimer to be safe. But I'm not. I'm going to go with American Fiction because I think that is the best screenplay. I think it's great. I think it's really, I really, really like that movie. I want it to be more represented at the Oscars. I want it to win more awards. I'm afraid it won't, unfortunately. It's overshadowed
it's represented. It's nominated for plenty.
No, in terms of wins. I don't imagine it coming home with a lot of awards, unfortunately. Has a lot of awards.
This is its one shot.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to take it here, although probably Oppenheimer will win. I'm going to take American Fiction.
Yeah, we're probably both stupid because Oppenheimer will probably win.
Yeah, so it's if I'm trying to play the game, I'm playing it wrong. I should take Oppenheimer. But I'm not. Fuck it.
Yeah. American Fiction, we've talked a little bit offline about it. I liked and thought was fine, but I didn't love it, and I don't quite understand all the hype, and I actually don't really like the screenplay. So I don't like a lot of the writing.
That's so crazy. All right. Well, we can have an episode on it, but...
Perhaps. We're talking about the Killers of the Flower Moon versus American Fiction.
Yeah, I would love it. I would love it.
All right, here we go. Keith's next category. Oh, let's jump right into Best Actor, shall we? Your nominees are Bradley Cooper in Maestro, Coleman Domingo in Rustin, Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright in One American Fiction.
I'm going with Paul Giamatti from The Holdovers. I think I feel like, again, this is, everyone loves Giamatti. He won the Globe. He has that, touching in and out photo that I learned was a setup today. I read a story about how that was a plant by his PR team to make him more likable to get the Oscar. And that's what it takes. I think people want him to win, so he will win.
Wow. All right. This is a category I was hoping you would get first because I could go either way and talk myself into it.
Yeah.
So I think it is pretty solidly a two-horse race between Giamatti and Cillian Murphy. After I saw Oppenheimer, Monique and I walked out of the theater and said, okay, well, he's winning Best Actor. Like he has to, right? Like that's locked in. It's like, yes. So, and then, subsequently I saw The Holdovers and was like, that's an incredible performance. It is an incredible, nuanced, fun, heartfelt performance. But I think I would have chosen Cillian Murphy either way. I think it is a toss-up. They both won the Globe, Giamatti for the musical or comedy and Cillian for the drama. So it's pretty close. It's pretty close. I could see it going either way.
This is a coin flip, in my opinion. I'm going to say it 1,000 times. You look for, I think the story is part of it. I think Oppenheimer as a whole is going to be the biggest story, and I think this is Paul Giamatti's story. Like, this is better for him. I think that's what I'm going on.
We'll see. That'd be cool. Love Giamatti. He's been given a lot of performances that are fantastic for a long time. I mean, as has Cillian Murphy. Did you see Rustin?
I did
Are you
not.
familiar?
I know a little bit about it, but I'm not enough to talk about.
That's one of the only ones I also didn't see, just because the trailer looked so green screeny to me, and I hate that. Like,
Yeah, I know you
they're
do.
not, like it's they don't need it. It's not like they're in space. Like, it's just like, let's green screen this outside shot of a forest, and you're just
Yeah,
like,
we can't be going out there.
I just don't want to watch it, so I feel bad, but shoot on location. You know what I mean? Then you get me back. All right, this is me now.
Yes.
Animated film. I wanted you to go first on this one too. Best animated film. The nominees are The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. You're welcome, because I'm taking a flyer here. I think the Academy awards The Boy and the Heron. That will be my choice.
That's who I would lean towards that. I'm going to take Into the Spider-Verse just because.
It's a two-horse race. I mean,
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse very well might win.
Yeah.
The first one was incredible. I like the second one a lot. I feel like I need to rewatch it because I remember I watched it and I think it was kind of late one night.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, this is cool. It's just like the first one. It's cool. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, holy shit, this is incredible. And people were like, this is one of the best movies of the year, So your next category, see what we got here. We have Music Original Song. Your
Great.
nominees are The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot, Diane Warren, I'm Just Ken from Barbie, Mark Ronson and Andrew Wyatt, It Never Went Away from American Symphony by John Baptiste and Dan Wilson, Wazhaze, A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon by Scott George, and What Was I Made For from Barbie, Billie Eilish, Phineas.
As What Was I Made For is going to win. I think it's the most certain about any category I am.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, it is going to win.
Yeah,
it
it's
is gonna win.
1,000% going to win. She's going to have 2 Oscars, and I'm going to have 0. And Billie Eilish is going to have 2 Oscars. She's so talented.
All is right in the world.
It's unfair. She's so talented.
15-year-old Billie Eilish.
Unbelievable.
Have 2 Academy Awards.
That song's great. That song's great. I think it's a great song, personally.
It's a very good song. You can't deny it. That is going to win. For the record, I'd like to say I'm personally offended that there's the film Flamin' Hot can say Oscar-nominated Flamin' Hot. Offensive. I'll choose Wazhaze, A Song for My People, Killers of the Flower Moon. On the off chance, they go for it.
Sure.
Looking forward to Ryan Gosling's performance of I'm Just Ken.
He's open. Is he opening? I feel like he's opening.
Oh, he better. That'd be great.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a fun song to perform, I would think. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. My next category. Oh, God, give me a good one. Makeup and hairstyling. Your nominees are the films Golde, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Society of the Snow. I guess I'll do you a favor here too, Keith. I'm just trying to lose this here, I guess. I'm tired.
Please.
I want to wear an offensive t-shirt.
Great. Just stick to your wardrobe.
I just sent you one of my shirts. I didn't even have it custom made.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Poor Things here.
Yeah.
I know Maestro is the popular choice.
Yeah.
And Maestro does have fantastic makeup, but I just think it's crazy. Crazy's wrong. A little ironic, a little funny that like so much of the buzz about Maestro before it came out was how offended people were by the augmentation of Bradley Cooper's nose to portray this Jewish gentleman. And everyone saying how unnecessary that was. So I am gambling that there was some residual bad taste in people's mouths from, oh, he's doing Jew face.
Yeah.
That they're not going to award that.
It looks great.
Blasphemy.
Like the makeup really is the best part of that film. So I'm glad to say Maestro in this category.
So you approve of appropriation of other people's cultures? And put your shirt on, you piece of shit.
Sorry, let me just.
All right. Next up for Keith is the category Best Actress in a Leading Role. Your nominees are Annette Bening for Naiad, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan and Maestro, Emma Stone in Poor Things.
Ugh. This is a tough category.
This is also a very close race.
I think this is tough.
I'll be happy with whatever you choose because I get a great consolation.
Yeah. Honestly, I want to flip a coin.
I'll flip the coin I flipped before.
Should I go with all right,
I'm not going to give you advice.
just tell me what to pick.
You know what you should go with? Annette Bening.
I did see Naiad, and she was very good. Like she was very good.
I thought she was okay. She was okay.
Come on, that's stuff when she is towards the end, and she is like
When she's
dilapidated.
walking up the beach at the end, she's like, I just want to say, follow your dreams.
Yeah.
I started laughing. I'm sorry.
No, come
I'm sorry.
on.
The
that
movie
shit is
was
good.
fine.
She was very good.
The movie was fine, and she has some great moments.
The physicality of being in the water. She's actually in the water.
For sure.
In a green
For
screen.
sure.
Like, it's an impressive
I love
performance.
Annette Bening.
It's
Annette
an
Bening
impressive
is great.
performance.
The movie itself.
Yeah, the movie's not very good.
No, the movie, I think, coached those performances to do a little
Extra.
much. Little melodramatic occasionally.
Well, yeah, I
think Jodie Foster does great. I think Annette Bening does good. Not Best Actress. Penelope Cruz should be here for Ferrari.
Instead of Annette Bening?
It should not be Margot Robbie either.
No,
Penelope is the true
yeah.
snub.
I don't see. Anyway, neither here nor there. I'm just gonna pick someone. I guess I'm gonna go Emma Stone. I don't want to. I want to take Lily Gladstone, but someone with a stone in their name is gonna win. I just don't know who.
That much is sure. I'm happy you did that. I think I was gonna say Lily Gladstone. I would have said Emma Stone until Lily Gladstone won the SAG award the most recently.
Yeah.
Which kind of like, it's just been neck and neck this whole time. I really think that Emma Stone probably gives the better performance. That movie hinges entirely on her manic, incredible, subtle, loud performance. It's really, I think Emma Stone is such a talented actress. And Lily Gladstone just did such a wonderful job as well. I think the momentum has fizzled so much for Killers of the Flower Moon, but this will be the one place where it does not.
Yeah.
So I think this is her. I think this was hers from the minute this film came out, and she's almost lost it, and she may have lost it to Emma. But I'm betting that momentum carries.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm regretting it until Emma Stone wins, and I'll feel really good about it. So.
Yeah. No,
That's a tough one.
You might be feeling good. It's a tough one. Shout out to Sandra Hüller for being in two of the best films of the year, starring roles in Anatomy of a Fall and The Zone of Interest. She could well have been nominated for both. I mean, she was very, very, very incredible. All right, my choice, my next category. Best sound. I'm getting all the shit. Sorry, no offense to all the great talented sound people out there.
Cut his mic.
Yeah, for real. I'm probably not even recording sound. The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1,
Ooh.
Oppenheimer, The Zone of Interest.
That's actually a tough category.
It's actually a tough category.
That's actually a tough category, I'm not gonna lie.
I think that Oppenheimer might / probably win, but so this is one of those instances where next year I'll be like, I should have just picked what I thought was gonna win and not picked with my heart. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick The Zone of Interest because to me, the sound in The Zone of Interest is the most important. It's the most important to its film. Out of all of these, the sound in The Zone of Interest is a character itself, and is incredible, and is almost certainly one of the main things you walk away from that movie thinking about. So, just on principle, I'm picking the zone of interest because I'm right. All right, so even if the Academy votes another direction, my integrity is intact.
So here's my question that I ask.
Yes.
The Oscars has clearly made all award shows really have geared things more towards sort of pop culture films as best they can. Do you see any chance where this is an Oscar they can give to a Tom Cruise movie?
I don't see. I can't see that happening. I can't. I mean, you never say never, but I think Oppenheimer was enough of a success that you could claim that as a blockbuster film.
As a blockbuster, yeah. So I'm gonna go Oppenheimer, but I was just kind of thinking. Maybe. Like, there was just a little creep in my mind of, like, they want to give awards to movies that people have watched before, and they look for those sort of cross-sections of where they can do it. That I believe to be true. And, like, is this one of those opportunities?
I think this is a category that Top Gun won last year.
I was going to say. Because they were going to reward that film. That movie was too big to not reward.
Yeah.
So I think of it similarly. Granted, Dead Reckoning, not Top Gun, but
not Top Gun Maverick.
No.
We said that in a video, and people got very mad at us.
Yes, they sure did.
You're woke. You're pussies, etc.
Yeah.
Keith.
Yes.
Speaking of woke pussies, best editing nominees:
Saltburn,
Anatomy of a Fall, Laurent Seneschal. Apologies to that person who I just totally messed up their name.
Yep.
The Holdovers, Kevin Tent. Killers of the Flower Moon, Thelma Schoonmaker. Oppenheimer, Jennifer Lame or Lame. Poor Things, Yorgos Mavropasaridis. Apologies to that Greek gentleman, because I do not know how to pronounce that correctly. Keith? Best editing.
It's really I mean, shit. It's I could see any one of three films getting it. And I just feel like if you ask me midway through the ceremony, I'll know all the answers based on how the night is going.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just feel like I'm gonna feel so dumb once I start watching the Oscar. I'll be like, oh, of course. So I don't know if I should. My choice is honestly between Oppenheimer and Poor Things. That's my choice. But I could see Killers of the Flower Moon. Again, looking for some opportunity for that film to get an award. Like, maybe it's here. Probably not. But maybe.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Oppenheimer just because I'll take the favorite.
I think that's smart money.
Thank you. All my money is smart.
I'm going to go with Killers of the Flower Moon. I might have chosen that anyway just to be stupid. Because I do think, Thelma Schoonmaker is Scorsese's longtime editing partner.
Yeah.
And there was a ton of praise after that film of the fact that it's a 3.5-hour film, but felt edited very smoothly. I know you are inclined to disagree. So Keith and I, just as a brief aside, had an offline phone call one day that was very intense.
Yeah,
and Keith called me very emotional about Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
But not in the way you might think. The film gave him what can only be termed as an identity crisis. And he was unsure of why anyone could find value in that film. In short, I'm oversimplifying.
Yes.
He did not like it.
And not only the film, and myself as a person.
Hence the identity crisis. One thing often leads to another in phone calls with Keith. This is why we started this show. We really should have recorded.
Now. It's too personal now. You can't. You're giving him too much. I have mental problems.
Let's scale it back. Anyway, I'm choosing Killers of the Flower Moon. I do think it was edited well. I do think that film was very long. Obviously,
sure was.
But did not feel its length in the way that, let's say, even The Irishman did. I felt like while there's whole sections I may have cut, that's not on the editor. That's on Scorsese. I thought the editing that was present was strong. My next category?
Yeah.
Production design. Oh, of course, I could have guessed that before it came up. Nominees are Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. This is also a tough one. This is tough.
I'm hoping you don't say the one that I want.
Well, yeah, you want to say Barbie.
Maybe. Don't say Barbie.
I mean, I saw Barbie and I thought, I don't like this movie, but the production design is clearly what is the best part.
I hope you don't take it because it's gonna win.
I'm gonna say Poor Things,
Yes.
which is the better
girl.
Barbie in every conceivable way. Poor Things is the better film that Barbie wants to be. So I'm gonna bet on the Academy having a little taste, a little class, a little culture, and not being seduced by cheap nostalgia bait like some people sitting across from me.
No, the production design is one of the best parts of the film, if not the best part of the film. It looks great. It's practical sets. It's very unique. The aesthetic is, dare I say, perfect for the subject matter and the source material. Like, the movie made $1 billion. It's great.
All joking aside, which I wanted to start joking about how Barbie's trash. It's not trash, but I'm just joking. Don't you think there has to be some value in the fact that with Barbie, I'm not diminishing what that production design team did, because again, they did incredible. But theoretically, you can just look at old play sets and create those. Whereas Poor Things, you're literally like of course, a little bit.
Yeah.
But Poor Things, you're creating all of this from scratch, and you're making these worlds that are these strange amalgamations of cities and the imaginary cruise ships, and everything is just straight out of your imagination.
Yeah.
That should be worth something.
From everything that I've seen about the making of, is they built like cities. They like built in this giant sound stage, sound studio. Like, what they did practically, very, very impressive. So I don't want to diminish that. If either one of them win, I won't be surprised. This just has to be something that Barbie wins. It can't go home empty-handed.
They're going to win screenplay. We already
No, I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
All right, Keith's next category.
Director.
Of course. Best director.
It was a director? I said director.
Best directing.
Nice. All right.
Your nominees are Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest. Keith?
Who's gonna beat Nolan? Like, who? This is the film's year. Is it not? I think we agreed upon it. Like,
no, it is.
It's agreed upon. So best director and best picture often go hand in hand. You know this. Oppenheimer's gonna win best picture. He's winning best director.
Historically, they always go hand in hand with very few exceptions. But of those exceptions, 3 of those have occurred in the last handful of years, in the last decade, as the Academy has widened, gotten more diverse, gotten more international. So I think that it's always smart money to pick the director of the film that you think is going to win Best Picture. And I'm sure we both think that Oppenheimer is going to win Best Picture. Not to spoil it. Stay tuned to the end of the video. So yes, Christopher Nolan is a smart choice, and he, I suppose, will probably win. I love this category because to me, these were the 5 best films of the year. If I was making my
top 5
objective list, I would say these are the 5 best films I saw. I kind of think that there could be, a couple years ago, we knew that Jane Campion was going to win Best Director. Best Picture was a little more open to consideration. Is it going to be Power of the Dog? But we're sure she's going to win Best Director, so like probably. But then I was on the fence about, I feel like there's this buzz building about Coda, that shitty fucking movie that you want to pick.
That is the best
Email
film
me
of the year.
We can talk about it. No, I know. I'm not a big fan of Coda. But like, so I think this could be one of those instances where everyone knows that Oppenheimer is going to win Best Picture. That is a foregone conclusion, so we're going for it.
So who? What's the darling? What's the Cinderella story here?
It's a toss-up. There's Scorsese being I pronounce his last name differently every time. I know Scorsese. That's how I'm gonna say it from now on.
More accent. Yeah. We appreciate that.
Yeah, Italians love it. Italians love it. He could win because this could be his last big epic, and people were really high on his direction. I think rightfully so for this film. I think he tackled something huge and important, and he is a favorite. He's an all-time great. I also think this could be where that building buzz. This is such an outside shot, but where Jonathan Glazer could really sneak in and shock this for the zone of interest. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could, because that film is so incredible. And while the film is a little too weird to get the Best Picture award, he could get this. But I'm gonna go with Marty. Because I think
it's cute. It's not. No way. No way.
These are 5 great films and 5 great directors. And
Yeah.
I will be happy with any outcome here, truly.
Wow.
I think all of these people are very deserving of the praise they're receiving. So I'll go Scorsese, but Glazer would be sweet. It'd be a lot of fun if Glazer gets it.
Well, we'll see.
My
Christopher
next
Nolan,
one.
congratulations.
Visual effects. The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Napoleon.
Wow.
I'm going to go with Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it, sadly.
I
seen it.
haven't seen it either. I've
want
heard
to.
very good things about it. I think like overwhelmingly positive feedback.
Seems to be pretty universally loved.
Yeah, that I've seen. So I don't think it's a bad choice. I'm going to go with The Creator. I've seen a lot of, just because I've seen a lot of marketing for it, I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
things around the movie, and they're all around the makeup with the holes in people's like necks and stuff.
Yeah, those
So-
piece of shit AI.
Yeah, those.
You're not getting me. You're not getting me to sympathize for AI, you fucking propagandists.
So you killed that kid? You want to kill that kid?
I never see the movie. I saw the trailer and I was immediately like, shoot that kid. I was like immediately like, do it.
You're a monster.
You're not getting me.
That little AI boy, he needs to live.
When AI does inevitably rise to power, I will be amongst the first put under the knife for my very loud objections to AI and insults. I, for one, welcome our new robot overlord.
Yeah, I'm all for him. Come on in, guys.
All right, The Creator. The effects in the trailer looked good, so
Yes.
I don't think you're that far.
Yeah, I'll take The Creator. Also shot on an FX3, so that blows my mind.
Yeah, that's
Good stuff.
awesome. Yeah,
We
Keith
can shoot.
probably has that camera behind him right now.
I'm shooting on the same camera that the Creator shot on. We're doing the same quality.
Give him an Oscar. Yeah. All right, now we're back to a Keith category, so it's probably greatest film of all time.
Paddington 2.
So music, original score.
Okay.
You got American Fiction by Laura Cartman, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, John Williams, some guy named John Williams. Killers of the Flower Moon, R.I.P., Robbie Robertson. Oppenheimer by Ludwig Göransson, and Poor Things by Jerskin Fendrix. Jerskin Fendrix, now that's a name. How come my name's not Jerskin Fendrix?
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the Oppenheimer sound, music, the score. I really did think that was really strong. So, but I now I feel stupid like picking it because I feel like I'm just only picking Oppenheimer. But I do think this is a category they like deserve to win. But I don't know if I'm talking myself like, you've picked it too many times or it's too obvious. They got to lose some. Like, I feel like I'm talking myself out of it.
Yeah.
Just to be contrarian to myself like an idiot.
It's actually, being contrarian to you is not a bad move. I've built a whole career on it.
And that's why you're so successful. Shit. Fine. I'll go with Poor Things.
All right, Poor Things. Keith.
Why not?
Perfect. You guys just watched psychology happen in real time because I am easily taking Oppenheimer. I think it clears. I think Oppenheimer runs away with this category. So
That's
thank
what
you
I
very
said.
much.
God damn it. I shouldn't listen to you. That was unfair.
We did it, guys. Shout out again to Robbie Robertson from The Band, one of my favorite bands of all time, and Dads Everywhere, White Dads Everywhere. That was a great. I love the simplicity of that score that he did. He passed away quite recently. I think perhaps even before that film was released. So he's awesome. My next category, documentary, of course. Per usual, I'll go out on a limb here without even having talked to Keith about this. He hasn't seen any of them.
I haven't.
I also have not. And we are documentary filmmakers. We literally make documentaries. One of ours was just left off this list, but next year.
Next year.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this, Bobby Wine, The People's President, The Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, 20 Days, and Mariupol. I wish that I had seen these so I could provide some expert insight, but I will pick what I have read is the favorite, 20 Days in Mariupol. Keith?
I have not seen any of these films. I apologize. I'm going to pick To Kill a Tiger.
Idiot.
I have no idea. It sounds interesting. I want to know how to kill a tiger.
Why?
I have one in my backyard. It just keeps looping around.
We're big documentary film fans in terms of making them. We respect the art form, and we demand to be respected when we make our own and you watch them, okay?
Thank you.
Keith, of course. Of fucking course. Supporting actress.
Oh, good.
The nominees are Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple, American Ferrera in Barbie, Jodie Foster in Naiad, Davine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers. Keith, you know what? Just to be contrarian, you don't go with your instinct.
No. You stop that right now. Divine Joy wins. She cleans up like she's been doing all season long, and I can't get over that accent. I'm gonna say it again. I don't know how someone could win so many awards with doing a very, very bad Boston accent.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't understand. Her performance is good outside of that, so I'm happy for her.
Yeah, she is 100% gonna win. This is probably the surest thing of them all. As we've mentioned on the show before, I don't quite understand. I think she does really good. I don't think it was some slam dunk amazing thing. This is perhaps of all the major categories, not to be insulting, though I suppose it is, the weakest field.
Yeah.
America Ferrera being here is strange to me. Jodie Foster is always good and is good in Naiad, but that movie is just so wholesome that it leaves a stink on the performances to me. Danielle Brooks, I haven't seen The Color Purple. I don't love musicals, so I'm afraid I haven't watched that yet. And Emily Blunt does really good, I think. But, she's going to win. It's a losing. I'll pick Jodie Foster. Let's go with the
I think she was really
Jamie
good.
Lee Curtis moment. No one picked Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
So, a legacy actor coming in at the end.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a bad pick. I think if I were the roles reversed, I would have taken Jodie Foster too. Probably for those same reasons. She is obviously an icon in acting. She's been around forever, has some amazing roles, and I think maybe this is an opportunity to give her
We're all happy to have
credit.
her back. She hasn't been doing a lot in a long time, and
Yeah.
she did this in Night Country. She's back, baby.
Yeah.
Keith, finally, costume design.
Finally.
Barbie, Jacqueline Duran, shout out. She spells her name with an extra R, though. Silly. Killers of the Flower Moon, Jacqueline West. Napoleon, Janty Yates and Dave Crossman. Oppenheimer, Ellen Murojnik. Poor Things, Holly Waddington.
I will go with Barbie.
Okay. I think that's solid. I'll
Thank
go
you.
with the better Barbie, Poor Things.
Poor Things.
And again, I take shots at Barbie, but I'm joking a lot. I do think that Poor Things is Barbie, but all original. Whereas the Barbie stuff, they did a great job at replicating these iconic classic looks, these iconic classic sets, which is no small feat. That is incredible. But I do respect the fact that the Poor Things people did all that from scratch, from this weird gothic part of their brain. I think that's fun.
Yeah, you don't look at the way the world that the industry looks at the world.
That's true.
So
That's true. All right. Well, I guess I get one layup. Final category before Best Picture is Best Supporting Actor. I will go first. The nominees are Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling in Barbie, Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things. To me, this is the category of all the categories that I wish they could all win. I think this is stacked. I think all 5 of these gentlemen give excellent, memorable, award-worthy performances. And it breaks my heart that only one of them can win, and it annoys me that it's going to be the guy that's won all of these, which is silly. This is whatever the problem is, whatever the fix is. This is a problem with awards season. Robert Downey Jr. is very, very good and deserving of all of his accolades for his role in Oppenheimer, but he's not so much better than these other 4 guys that he should be wiping the floor with them in every awards. Like, I think Robert De Niro gives maybe the best performance of his career. I think Sterling K. Brown and Ryan Gosling and Mark Ruffalo are hilarious. I think in a normal year, Mark Ruffalo wins this because his character is memorable as shit and it's so funny. And I think if I was a voter, I would vote for Robert De Niro. I would. But Robert Downey Jr. is going to win, so I'll choose him.
Yeah, I agree 100% with everything you said. Robert De Niro, I was blown away. I think we've had an argument either on an episode or it's on the cutting room floor somewhere where I spoke a little ill of Robert De Niro, where I felt like he didn't have as much range, or the things that I've seen him in, he seemed kind of like just De Niro doing De Niro, I think was generally my argument. This might have been 2 years ago at this point, so I vaguely remember it. But this performance like shatters everything, every other preconceived notion I've had of Robert De Niro. And this isn't Heat Robert De Niro, like this.
Yeah, no,
this
totally,
is a really amazing nuance performance, like just pitch perfect performance from it, and it blew my mind of what an amazing, talented treasure he is. Like, one performance changed completely, so I can't say enough about that performance. I would love for him to win, and mainly to beat Robert Downey Jr. Exactly to your point, like, he shouldn't be cleaning up as much as he is. He will win.
Yeah.
So I think if it's not him, it should be Robert De Niro. So I'll take Robert De Niro, but I didn't want to let this moment pass without saying how amazing I think Sterling K. Brown's performance in American Fiction is. I think it is fucking awesome. Like, it makes me not articulate things well. That's how much I love it and how great I think it is. Such a breath of fresh air, such a different approach. His confidence, his cockiness, his demeanor is so fun, so entertaining, so not what I thought it was gonna be, and it made the movie for me. And with such little screen time, he steals the show. He's by far the best performance in the film, and he steals the show. I can't say, I'm just gonna babble more, but I just wanted to say how great. I wish he could win. He's not going to, and I feel sad for him, because with not that much screen time, he steals the show. Yeah. He's fucking great.
If the script for that film was a little better, I think he would have come out with it. Obviously, a veteran of the show, This Is Us, as is my beautiful wife, and she has many stories about his kindness in real life and what a nice guy he is. So, yeah, he does incredible. They all do great. Ryan Gosling does great. Ryan Gosling is the best part of Barbie. It's a great year for supporting actors.
Yeah, it's a shame. He is great too in that movie.
Yeah. All right, Keith. So I guess I was excited, short-lived, for having gotten that category, but now you get Best Picture. So I suppose that sucks. For posterity's sake, the nominees are American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, and Poor Things. And The Zone of Interest is the 10th nominee. These are 10 good to great movies. It's a great field. Happy about the state of cinema in this year of our Lord.
In the year of our Lord. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna take. Should I say who I'm gonna take first?
Yeah.
Or so
I'm who you're gonna take.
Obviously, I'm gonna take Oppenheimer. That film will win. It's the film of the year, and what an amazing moment in time it was for Barbie and Oppenheimer to come out. That buzz, that catalyst. $2 billion back into the cinemas. It was what we were clamoring for, and we got it. big event, exciting, and totally different films. Bring people to cinemas for different reasons. That's amazing to see, and I hope it continues to breathe life into movie theaters, although the next quarter was dog shit, and I think it lost money except for Taylor Swift bringing and Beyonce bringing in money. So it means
Madam
nothing.
Web can't save us, what can we hope for?
Yeah, we're all screwed. But these films are great. I think those two specifically are just great for what it did for movies for that summer.
Yeah, I would like to know what, like, I wish they would release, I don't think they ever have, like, who came in second? Because I think that would be an interesting bet. Because I think it could be one of 4 films that I could believe. I could see it being The Holdovers. I could see it being Killers of the Flower Moon. And I could see it being Poor Things. And then the Zone of Interest is The Long Shot. I could see those getting in there. I don't know who I should choose. Oppenheimer will win. I think if I'm betting smart money on a second place, it's The Holdovers or Killers of the Flower Moon. I think those would be amongst the second. And then my next tier would be Poor Things and The Zone of Interest. Because I'm so sure that Oppenheimer's going to win, so this is all for naught, I'm going to pick The Zone of Interest just on principle. Like I said, it's probably the 4th or 5th runner-up, I think, realistically. But I'm going to go with it, and I'd just be tickled if it won. I'd be tickled if almost any of these were Poor Things. I'd be so happy. I'm a big Yorgos guy. Do you want quickly, so that's my choice, The Zone of Interest. Do you want quickly, so we don't tease something and not pay it off, to tell me in closing here, to wrap this episode, why you think Greta Gerwig was snubbed